Hey, what's up guys? Ryan from the Grappling Central podcast. I'm here today with my younger brother Chris. He's a brown belt in Jiu-Jitsu, so he passed me up in rank, but he's also pudgy and I'm better looking, so I win. We're going to go over a sweep today. It's a sweep that I've been having a lot of success with. It's a pendulum sweep. So let me show you guys how I've been setting it up. The first thing is I typically start with double wrist control. And then the second piece that I need in order to make the position happen is a weave. So I'll take the one arm underneath his first arm and cup the outside of his tricep with a monkey grip, right? And I usually like to keep wrist control here with my other hand. Sometimes if the guy's real stiff with his arms here and I can't quite get this weave through, I like to threaten. I use my legs to pull him in a little bit so I can get my hand real deep into his collar. And what that does for a lot of guys is it makes them naturally want to defend their neck. Notice how Chris will he'll kind of defend that a tad. What that does is it leaves this compromised, it's isolated. So if I pull with my legs and add a little pressure downwards here, a lot of times I can slap this choke hand into a weave. So I'll pull this down and make this a weave, and now I'll push this across my chest. The whole key with this move is that I have to get Chris's arm across the center line being my spine. If I don't get it across the spine, if I keep it over here, Chris is going to be able to base that hand out every time, and it's going to be a real drag to get him to be in a compromised position with his weight. So what I need to do is get his arm across my spine. Of course, though, Chris is never going to let me just do that. He's going to have he's going to have some strength there. So what I need to do is I need to set it up with my hips. I pop my hips, making his arm go airborne, and while his arm's in the air, I rip it across and pull him back down pretty quickly. So it goes just like that. And I like to also keep the second hand controlling the wrist. Once I'm here, it's imperative that I use my legs to immediately pull him down so I can wrap his head. So the full thing is going to go like this. We're here, and I pull him in right away so he's nice and close, and I can control his head. Here's a good angle where you can see how stuck he is. His shoulder's completely locked out, so he can't frame up against me or anything like that. What I like to do here, this is a detail my buddy Chris Jones taught me. I take my hand that's around his head and I grab his armpit. And this gives me a really, really nice little extra bit of control here, okay? What happens next is I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to feed it under his leg like so. And I'm going to disconnect my feet, and I like to cross my spine with his. I like to get almost like I'm going to throw an arm bar on Chris. Except instead of throwing an arm bar, I keep everything nice and tight here. The problem that I have when I don't go all the way cross spine like this is that I don't get the right amount of leverage that I need. If I turn all the way here, I can kick him with my hamstring real easily and manipulate his weight. So now let's get into the second part, which is what makes the sweep happen, and where the sweep gets its name is the pendulum with this leg. This leg's going to act as a counterweight. I'm going to swing it, and I'm going to kick with my leg to complete the sweep. A common mistake I see people make is when they swing this leg, they're kicking too soon. If you look at my belt, imagine my hip line, imagine my belt going in a continuous direction either way. If I kick before I get to that hip line, he's going to end up on my own leg, and now Chris is going to scramble to the inside of my guard, and I have to start all over, right? So instead, what I need to do is get out to here. I'm going to swing this leg, and once it clears the hip line, then I kick with this leg. Once I land, notice I'm controlling this leg. I'm not letting go. From here, I can move up to a gift wrap position or to an S mount. I like to keep my chest nice and heavy here, get a nice firm grip on his wrist, and move up either to gift wrap or to an S mount. Cool. So that's it, guys. That's what I've been having success with lately. Hopefully it works out for you. Try it out. Let me know if it works. And stay tuned for the Grappling Central podcast. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it.